Now, this is a conversation that is going to be unfolding in many ways, especially because of this timeline that the special prosecutor himself has given. End of November, he's going to charge these 6. First, Kenneth Nanaya Kuntunkununku-Ofori-Atta, the former finance minister, Ernest Akori, chef de cabinet to Kenneth Nanaya Ofori-Atta as Minister for Finance. We'll put them on the screen right now. We're just hearing as well that from Martin Pebble today that this gentleman as well is out of the jurisdiction, Ernest Akori. And then we have Emmanuel Kofinti, the former Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, as well as Reverend Amishadai Owusu Amwa, former Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Isaac Krentel, former Commissioner of the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, and General Manager of SML. So he was a former Commissioner of the Customs Division of the GRA before he was appointed as General Manager of SML. Then there is Kojo Damwa. He is currently the Member of Parliament for the German South constituency, but who also was a former Commissioner of Customs of the Ghana Revenue Authority. So these are the identities of the 6 that the special prosecutor say by end of November is going to charge them. But the lawyer for Ken Ofori-Atta has been talking, and that's talking about private legal practitioner Frank Davis. He's indicated via Joy FM earlier this evening that, quote, coming to, that's referencing the OSP, coming to narrate and talk long and needless English is a conviction in itself. He, special prosecutor, says he's going to charge him, Ken Ofori-Atta. He should go ahead and stop this gimmicking. Is this the first time the OSP has come out to say something about Ken Ofori-Atta? Once upon a time, what did he tell us? That Ofori-Atta should either come to this country or he would force his entry. I mean, says amateurish and childish fights. Let me tell you, Kenneth Nanaya Kuntunkununku-Ofori-Atta is not afraid of prosecution. Let the car roll for the OSP. The accused person will have his vehicle. So let's stop this theatrics. That is Frank Davis' clear message to the special prosecutor and the position as counsel for Ken Ofori-Atta is put out there. We'll see indeed how this matter is going to roll out in the coming days, and those who have a strong view that the OSP should at this point consider a trial in absentia. But coming up next on Ghana Tonight, fresh updates on key Operation Recover or Loot. That's oral cases from the National Service Ghost Name Scandal. We started it yesterday when we showed you how much was paid to the former Director General of the National Service Authority and his deputy, who were enrolled in a particular year as national service persons, and how much those monies could have really helped in dealing with the matters of national service. And this is one that earlier today as well, the former Director General of the National Service Authority was in court, and we have an update on that because Osei Assibey-Antwi is spending the night in custody after failing to meet bail conditions. Now, Assibey-Antwi, who pleaded not guilty to multiple charges of stealing, money laundering, and causing financial loss to the state, was granted an 800 million bail with 6 sureties, all to be justified. Denis Wedam is with me in here. It's a big one, is it not?
It's a big one, and it's not surprising that he's spending the night in custody, because when you look at the amount involved, 800 million Ghana cedis.
That's no chicken change.
That's a lot of money.
With 6 sureties.
With 6 sureties to be justified. And that's where the difficulty is.
And placed on immigration stop list.
Precisely. I think it's one thing which has been running through all these cases, that each time the accused persons are given bail, more often than not, they put them on the immigration stop lists.
I mean, they cannot travel.
Exactly. Because the fear is that they may be flight risks. And for that reason, they put them on the immigration stop list.
So but they take their passports as well?
Yes. Others, the court makes specific orders that their passports be deposited. But of course, even before they get there, mind you, some of these investigations were done by IOCO, and some of them by the in some instances, the OSP, CID. So usually at that level itself, when they grant you a bail there, they request for your passport.
Interesting stuff.
Right, so, I mean, finally, you recall that this man, that's the former Director General of the National Service Authority, was supposed to have appeared before the court some weeks ago. But his lawyer went to court to make the argument that he hadn't been served, for which reason he was unable to appear before the court on that particular day. The court instructed that hearing notices be issued to him so that he will be properly served and come before the court. That has happened. He was in court today. He pleaded not guilty, 14 counts, including causing financial loss, stealing, and money laundering in respect of some huge amount of money. And this one in particular is the highest we are seeing in the scheme of things so far. So we've been looking at matters running from the SkyTrain scandal to the NPA to National Service itself. We've been looking at the figures, and this appears to be one that has the highest figure involved. We'll look at the figures generally, but let's backtrack a bit and also look at this issue of the National Food and Buffer Stock Company issue. That has to do with Hanan Abdul-Wahab and the wife, and then some 3 other persons. They also were also admitted to bail. Hanan in particular was admitted to 100 million bail with 6 sureties, 4 to be justified. His wife, Faiza, was admitted to bail of 50 million Ghana cedis with 4 sureties, 3 to be justified.
So the National Service former director, 80 million.
No,
800 million.
Yes.
With 6 to be
justified.
This is 100 million.
Wahab is 100 with 6.
With 6
to be justified.
And the wife 50 million.
Yeah, so cumulatively, they are dealing with 150 million. And that's their offenses: stealing, fraudulently causing financial loss to the Republic, money laundering, defrauding by false pretenses, dishonestly receiving, intentionally causing financial loss to the Republic, and intentional dissipation of public funds. These are the matters that they are dealing with. I mean, and if you also recall, in the matter of the Deputy Director General of the former Deputy Director General of the National Service, she was admitted to bail to the sum of 10 million. So when you look at her figure, it's relatively low. And when we begin to look at the numbers involved, because usually that also informs the conditions that the court will impose on you.
Right.
She was admitted to bail 10 million Ghana cedis, 2 sureties to be justified, 5 counts, including stealing, willful causing financial loss to the Republic, using public office for profit, and money laundering. Now, Alfred, let's begin to look at the numbers, just so we appreciate what we are talking about and why I made the comment that the one that has to do with the former Director General of the National Service Authority, Osei Assibey-Antwi, is the highest so far. When you look at the amount of money that is involved, when you look at the case that the Attorney General has built against him, the money involved is 615.1 million Ghana cedis.
Right.
That's how much money is involved in respect of him. And mind you, in his case, he's charged alone. Unlike the MPA case that you have as many as 10 people in there. He is charged alone, and the money involved is 615.1 million Ghana cedis.
Because yesterday...
So this alone explains, in parts, why the bill is in the region of 800 million, because the thinking of the courts usually when it comes to imposing bail conditions is also how to secure whatever is at stake.
Yeah.
So that could be a reason, but of course, bail by law is at the discretion of the court. Now, so let's compare those figures. In the case of the Republic versus Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid and 9 others, that's the MPA case. The amount of money involved is some 302.6 million Ghana cedis. And that's because the cedi equivalent, the cedi amount in that figure, it's some 297.6 million. There's also a dollar component of it, which when you do the mathematics, it's going to be in the regions of some 3 million Ghana cedis. When you do the math and you add everything, you are looking at 302.6 million Ghana cedis involved.
So the dollar component in there is about 332,000.
Yes. So we're just assuming that even if we were to assume that the dollar is 15 cedis to a cedi, then this is the amount we're looking at. It's still far, far below the figure that we're looking at in the case of the National Service, the former National Service Director General matter. Also in the case of the Republic versus Hanan Abdul-Wahab, the buffer stock matter, the amount involved is 78.2 million Ghana cedis. That's, I mean, in relation to the National Service, is woefully down there. Also looking at the case of Republic versus Kwabena Adubuahin, the former National Signals Bureau boss. In his case, we are dealing with a figure of 49.1 million Ghana cedis, the $7 million dollar equivalent of this figure. So that's what we are dealing with. That figure, too, when you look at it, it's obvious.
Absolutely.
In the case of the former deputy of National Service, her figure is some 38.5 million Ghana cedis, and that's of the Republic versus Solomon Asamoah and then Professor Amir Kumfi. This is the SkyTrain matter. The dollar equivalent is 2 million United States dollars. When we convert it, also on the assumption that the dollar is 15 cedis, you are looking at something in the region of 30 million Ghana cedis. So when you look at all the figures, you can appreciate why we say that so far, this is the highest that we are seeing. We are dealing with a matter in which the money involved is 615.1 million Ghana cedis. Alfred, there's a last one, which has to do with the matter you just discussed a while ago.
Yeah.
I mean, the OSP, on the totality of it, he did indicate that he's seeking to recover some amount of money from SML. That money, he puts it at the region of 125 million Ghana cedis. So that's two, in relation to the 650 million we are seeing, is
absolutely
very
low.
And
but then you see, you can understand why, because yesterday you established how much was reported to have been paid to Assibey-Antwi. Osei Assibey-Antwi,
yes,
the former National Service Authority boss, on that e-switch that was found in his residence.
Yes.
And then also some other monies that were paid to him. Cumulatively, said that amount could have paid 715.
That's just the amount that was
service.
That's just the amount that was on the e-switch card.
Yeah.
However, the amount of money that is involved when it comes to monies that were paid to ghosts, I mean, as the case has been billed by the Attorney General, that is what constitutes the larger part of the amount of money.
And
what we see in there is just in the region of some 8 million cedis. When I say just, it's not as if the money is just small, but in the scheme of things, like what we're talking about
absolutely.
here.
Yes,
you just we're looking at a figure of 615, and we're talking about 8 million. I mean,
it's just a fraction of it.
Exactly.
Obviously.
So those are the matters we're dealing with. They've pleaded guilty. The state has been ordered to file disclosures, or the prosecution has been ordered to file disclosures. So what we are beginning to see is the case now beginning to shape up. In the absence of any interlocutory applications or interlocutory matters, we are hopeful that the case will progress by end of year. We'll make progress. Trial begins, and I mean, they have the opportunity to, prove their innocence. Like I always say, it's not as if they're going to prove anything, but
absolutely,
it's the burden is on the state to prove.
True.
But of course, they are also there to clear their names. Absolutely,
and you put a total. We just did the mathematics, right? And then we're saying that
yes, in
all
respect
things
of these
being
cases,
equal,
yes,
all of these cases, these are the cases that are being pursued as of now. The AG has indicated there's more, because if you look at the oral report, there are quite a number of them, and a number of cases that are under investigation as we speak, right?
Yeah.
We're looking at this, the drip.
Yes,
and then there is also
there's National Cathedral.
There's National Cathedral. There is Sputnik V.
Yep.
The Sputnik V vaccine also under investigation. But
in fact, the National Service matter is still not over, because the Attorney General has told us that there are other aspects of it that he'll be dealing with, because he intends to bring charges against some of the vendors who were on that marketplace.
Yeah.
Where some of the monies were routed through that marketplace. Yes. So we're also expecting that charges will be brought in respect of that.
You know, some 2.2 billion cedis had been put up as the possible monies that could be recovered from the oral cases. Dr. Adam Shemsai, the Deputy Attorney General, said that figure was too high.
Yes.
Right? But so far, if you do the maths based on what we do know, as put out by the Attorney General, the cases being pursued, we're over 1.2 billion.
Already?
CDs.
And this is just a handful of the cases, actually.
Right.
But we are just doing this because these are the active cases now, which are before the law courts.
True.
I mean, some of them, not all of them actually, but these are the high-profile ones that we're having to deal with, and also those that have very significant amounts involved.
But the AG has indicated you cannot recover all in all cases. But just for the benefit of understanding of our viewers, if you say, let's go back to the charges.
Charges, okay.
Yes, and let's explain something in a minute for our viewers to understand. If you say that the persons have been granted bail and also some persons are to stand surety for them. What exactly does that mean?
Well, so it simply means that the court needs to be able to secure the presence of the accused persons for trial. So in that regard, we are saying, if I may use you as an example, even though you're not an accused person, supposing you're an accused person, and I am the judge, I need to be sure that you will be available to attend trial.
Right.
In that instance, I say, okay, bring people so that if I don't find you,
right,
I will rely on those people to ensure your attendance.
Bring Jackson, Joseph Akable,
and all those people.
And
that in doing so, you just don't bring men of straw. Bring people who have,
one
in this case...
One is a lawyer, one is a producer.
No, I mean, but there should be more to it.
Okay.
So usually when they say it has to be justified, more often than not, it's with landed property.
Okay.
It could be land, it could be a house and all that. So that if they don't find you, they themselves know that they have something which is at stake. Okay. So they will do everything possible to ensure your attendance. If in the event that they don't get it, then it means that we have to go into another matter of having to take that property from them.
Good stuff.
And many thanks to Learned Counsel Martin Kwebu. It used to be the case that if they were not able to produce you, they would arrest them. But thanks to him, that law is no longer applicable. Now they would rather have you forfeit that property rather than having you arrested.
Martin Kwebu has inked his name in our jurisprudence.
Precisely so.
Good stuff. Thank you so much.